And we've been working throughout the night to work on this issue. The Joint Terrorism Task Force has also been contacted regarding this situation. I think that everyone has done their due diligence on the information that we have. I significantly want to thank the city manager and everyone who dropped everything they were doing over the last 12 hours to focus on this very important matter. And so we feel that our students are safe, but it was very important that we take assertive action at this point. So at this point, I'll turn it over to Chief Miller to make additional comments.
Just as Dr. Hinojosa said, last night at about 8 o'clock we received some information from some administrators at 2 schools in the district concerning a threat. We took that information very seriously, reached out to my counterparts with Dallas PD, Chief Brown and Chief Cato. We got in touch with the Joint Terrorism Task Force of the FBI, taking these threats serious. As we said, by 11:20 last night, we were at those schools and with bomb dogs and a task force supplied by the Dallas Police Department, and we took the threats very serious. We went to the schools. We've swept those schools. Feel very confident that the schools are safe. As we move forward, this is an ongoing investigation. Chief Brown will talk more about that. But as always, the main thing that it's important for people to know that nothing is more important to us than the safety of our kids. We're going to do everything we can to provide a safe learning environment for them and the staff. Chief?
As Chief Brown is coming up, we also got contacted by the superintendent of Houston ISD, and they had a similar issue in Houston, and he had also been in contact with the superintendent of Miami, who also had a very similar issue happen in that city. And so the 3 of us were in contact with each other. Chief Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Hinojosa. The Dallas Police Department is working in conjunction with our detectives who are members of the Joint Terrorism Task Force in this region. We've received the email from DISD that is very similar in nature to the Los Angeles school system and New York school system email threats. The terroristic threat designation is a criminal offense in the state of Texas, and that's what we're utilizing to proceed in our investigative inquiry. In addition to that, we're providing officers for extra patrols at the schools. We're trying as best we can to understand how we track through the IP address to get the source of these threats. And of course, we haven't identified any suspicious people or persons in the area associated with this email threat, but we are pursuing every lead through our collaborative efforts with the federal authorities. Our officers are on high alert to make sure that anything suspicious. I would encourage citizens to report any suspicious activity in and around the schools or in their neighborhoods associated with any of the schools, so that we can continue to pursue these leads and do our investigative inquiry. And in addition to that, I think that as we go forward here, we need to make sure that we don't overreact to fear. This is not necessarily just a hoax that we're just discounting, as I've heard throughout the New York conversation or the Los Angeles conversation. We have to take this threat seriously, and we have to pursue any and all leads to hold someone accountable for these threats through email.
Thank you, Chief. Well, we knew something like this might happen. That's why these professionals train, work together with our joint task force, and it's always a possibility. We put that into action last night, and we are able to say to the students of those schools, go to school, it's safe, and your parents can go to work and feel good about what you're doing there. That being said, obviously someone's trying to scare Dallas, and that's not going to work. We understand that there is serious issues going on in this world, and throughout this country. And that's why our partners at the federal level are extremely important in this, and Chief Brown is working closely with them to make sure that we get to the heart of this matter. But we wanted to keep you up to speed immediately with as much information as we have. Throughout the next few days, you'll be hearing and seeing more of this, but I think it's important to know that the teams work together, and we're a safe city this morning, but we're going to make sure that we are vigilant, and these guys are going to be working overtime in our schools and throughout our city to take things seriously and make sure that we continue to be safe. West Dallas is an extremely important part of our city. We have a lot of great families there and a lot of great students. Many of them are Spanish speakers. So I ask Mayor Pro Tem Monica Alonso to come speak to those Spanish speakers for a moment. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Buenos días. Como han mencionado, este es un esfuerzo nacional para poder asustar a nuestra comunidad, pero como han escuchado, tenemos un esfuerzo muy grande, un grupo de personal que es no nomás fuerte y profesional, pero también reaccionó inmediatamente.
All right, we've been listening to a news conference there from Dallas Police, from the mayor from ISD, saying that they're working to track down whoever it was that sent the email with the threat that they believe is a hoax. They said the investigation is ongoing.
This is one of the schools that was specifically mentioned in that threat, Martinez Elementary School in West Dallas. The other one was Pinkston High School. Both thoroughly checked out, top to bottom, searched by police and bomb-sniffing dogs and teams overnight. Nothing found. School will go on. The mayor, the police chief, the school district, school superintendent say it's safe to send your kids to school. We'll be right back.